problem is never the money, the problem is everyone holding their hand. But ain't no truth if it ain't no proof, so I'm gon' see what these niggas was saying. Man, all these women gon' think I be playing, but I can't let you in front of my plans. We probably could build, she say you for real, I say what's the deal? You wanna go dance, she wanna fly, she wanna plane, she wanna watch, she wanna man. She only asking cause I've been rapping, she want a diamond to go on her hand. I'm at your service, pulling the curtain, niggas be working, niggas be searching, mama be praying, demons be lurking, mama I rose, your prayers been working. Dinner parties with my niggas, man, everyone's working. Kobe then flew to Atlanta, me and E, we been in here with urgence. D&D, don't you ever disturb us, don't you ever disturb us.
On me, I can't let her crib unless that chopper on me. She say on the shit, she gon' put it on me. You can keep this out, I'ma smoke this OG. Remember way back then?
Fresh Squeezed family, back at you with another interview. Episode 35, and today we have a special guest. A man of many talents, my boy MALACHI.LIFEISART. What's going on, bro? How life treating you?
What's good, bro? Life treating me good. I've been out on the West Coast the last 5 years. Just trying to make a name for myself, get networks, you know what I'm saying? Find different avenues where I could put my stuff out.
So we're gonna start it off, bro. Usually I never speak about people's early life, like childhood, but you definitely have a different background than what most people have coming on the show. So speak on your early life growing up as a Muslim, bro, because I think that's really unique in itself, seeing that we live in such a Christian society. But speak on that a little bit, bro.
I mean, the Nation of Islam, it's very popular, you know what I'm saying? Most people know it for Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X was a black Muslim. He was in the Nation of Islam at some point. And it's really it's something that kept me grounded, you know what I'm saying? When I went through my own personal stuff, in college and shit, it really, Islam really helped me, stay grounded, and, it gave me a guide of, where I should go. But growing up, Muslim, I mean, it was different, you know what I'm saying? I had to deal with people talking, you know what I'm saying, talking bad about it, because they ain't really understand it and shit. Back then, I ain't really understand it, so I was just, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But, nowadays, I take pride in it, you know what I mean? Back in the day, I was kind of iffy about it. I used to didn't really like my name like that. And then growing up, I started seeing the world for what it is. I'm I love being different. That's the best feeling, really, when you stand for something that a lot of other people don't stand for. That's a really good feeling. So growing up, I mean, when I got to the point 20 and in college and stuff, I really started to embrace it, and I really started to see it for what it is. And it's something that could really help you, no matter what religion it is, but if you really understand it, it's gonna help you and it's gonna guide you.
Yeah, facts. I saw, don't you have a couple tats?
I got an Arabic tat right here. This is my first tat. And this was a mark to help me remember something I went through my freshman year. But it says fear is the enemy of God right here. And it says it in Arabic, of course. But it's something I always look at, you know what I'm saying? I look at all my tattoos every day. Because all my tattoos really, they motivators, they lessons. So especially this one, because fear that could fuck anything up for real.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely wanted to touch on that just because I don't even think I've talked to anyone who was Muslim. So just wanted to see how that the difference between that and growing up in a Christian household. But we're gonna actually get into your career, bro. We're gonna talk about your basketball career actually. Obviously I've met you through playing basketball,
right,
and you moved on to bigger and better things, I must say. Let's start with your time at Mount Verb, bro. National champion there, in which you scored 20 points in the championship game. Just explain that feeling, bro, in that time of your life.
That was my first outer body experience. I always tell people, I don't think I ever felt that good in my life. I mean, going to Mount Verb, it wasn't like that, at first. Going there, I had a bunch of people telling me, oh, you stupid, you ain't gonna play. Because, they was #1 in the nation at the time, you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons was there, so it was more so, all right, what you about to do there? You already know you ain't gonna play, all that. So, I mean, my dad, he was the one that really, pushed me, you should go there. Because when I first got down in Florida, I was trying to go to, a public school, so I could just get off myself, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna accept the challenge. And then I accepted the challenge, and the whole season was it was real tough for me. I played a whole game, then I go 10 games without playing type shit, come back in, play the whole game. You know what I'm saying? It was real up and down. Yeah. That shit was a real test of character. And it got to the point, the national championship game, like I was a shooter. So they needed a shooter there. And they, like Ben Simmons got hurt. We needed a score. He was like, hey, Farad, go in. I went in. I felt like, honestly, I feel like God just took over my body, bro. Like I can't even, it's like, it's a blur. Like as soon as I stepped on the court, it's just a blur. It's like I blacked out, bro. And then I just went off for 20, won the national championship. And then like, it's crazy. I start reflecting on it because I'm like, I wasn't even like, I'm not supposed to be here, bro. I'm sitting there getting interviewed. I'm getting interviewed with Coach Boyle, who like 5-time National Coach of the Year, and Ben Simmons. And I'm just, it's us three in the interview room. I'm just sitting there like, bro, I'm not supposed to be here. Like this shit crazy.
Yeah, it definitely was, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday, because it was only a year removed from when you left here, right?
Yeah.
So like the whole city was going crazy for you, you know, watching you on ESPN go hard like that. We're going to get into your college time too, but can you speak on your relationship with Ben? Because I know at the time, y'all was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I seen the interactions on like IG all the time, pictures. Do y'all still talk?
I ain't talked to him actually, I talked to him about maybe like March, like just on FaceTime and shit. Like we don't really, I already know he probably got a million and one things to do. He got that boy, he got $200 million. You know what I'm saying? He probably got a bunch of shit to do. So I don't really like, I don't be bugging him like that. But I mean, even when it ain't even just him, it's like with all my people that I could consider friends at one time, like we go years without talking sometimes. But like when you do, you pick back up. Like time ain't never go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I talk to him sometimes. I don't talk to him like every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also saw on Twitter not a couple weeks ago, but like last week when you spoke about you about to come to the crib, my boy Gary Harris also mentioned you. What is that relationship like? Is like some childhood friendship, or is it through basketball?
He family at this point. Like my dad and his pops was like best friends in college. Like they was roommates. So like when I started hooping, I think I was like a freshman. He was a senior. My dad used to take me up to the games, and I was just like a little dude, you know what I'm saying? Like at his games, like I was a fan and shit. And as I got older, it kind of like formed into like a real friendship, you know what I mean? Like last time I was out here like 4 years ago, I was training with him, and I was down there with B. Clark, Brandon Dawson, him, Gavin Schilling. He played on Michigan State. So now it's just a genuine friendship. Like when he come out to LA, we link up. Shit, we linked up while we was out here. I went to his crib and napped.
That's what's up, bro. That's really crazy because not every day you just, you know what I'm saying, talking to NBA players. So after Mount Verde, you did another prep year there, and then you moved on to college. So what was that? Do you feel like Mount Verde prepared you like you thought it would? Because, you know, you go from a public school to a school like that, it's ranked top 10 in the nation. It's totally different. So your time in college, do you think you were prepared enough?
Definitely. I feel like everybody that go there, they have great college careers. It's crazy. Like you can look at anybody, like even people that went to like mid-major schools like I did, you know what I'm saying? They have decent ass careers just because like the preparation is crazy. Like people think Coach Boyle just get like hella talent and then like they nice, but it's a lot of schools with good talent and don't do what they do. Like he a real good like preparer, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely came in college like extra ready because I did that prep year. That prep year is just like a year just to get better. It doesn't count. It didn't count against your college eligibility or nothing. Like it was just a gap year just to get better. So I was just basically chilling in Florida, just hooping all day, every day. I wasn't really going they made us take like a couple classes just for the aesthetics, you know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, they not just out here playing basketball, but like mostly I was just playing basketball, getting better, bro. And then by the time I went to college, I felt way far ahead. I mean, just mainly because I went to Mount Verde too, like that confidence right there, like, and then actually being prepared.
Yeah, definitely went on to have a solid career in college. So where did that shift come from? All right, I'm done. Well, first let me ask you, are you done pursuing basketball?
Yeah.
So when did that shift come from basketball to music now?
My freshman year, I had a roommate, his name Ty, shout out to Ty. But he used to, like, we used to freestyle and shit, we used to fuck around, but like, one day he was like, let's go to the studio. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I was just fucking around. I didn't know he was really trying to go to the studio. So I was just saying that. I was low-key scared, and I'm like, shit, I can't really rap, you know what I mean? Like, we about to go to the real-ass studio. So he was like, let's go we went to the studio, we fucked around, made a couple songs. I was like, all right. And I was trash, bro, so it was like, I wanted that shit made me wanting to be good, but like at the same time, I wasn't really looking at it like that. I was like, it's whatever. We just went to the studio one time. So as the year went on, I started to battle like my own shit, like with my head and my mental space. Like I went through a suicide attempt, really, and that's what really flipped the switch. Like after that day, I don't think the same. You know what I'm saying? And I had all this like built up energy in my mind, and at that point I was scared to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is crazy. So like that's when I really got real discipline with Islam, and I started to really learn the principles of Islam. And what Islam did, it taught me the beauty of my mind, you know what I'm saying, as well as the dangers of your mind. And it, you know what I'm saying, it cautions you. So when I went through that the end of my freshman year, and then sophomore year, that's when I really like, all right, I need somewhere to expand this energy, you know what I'm saying? Like I just started writing. I was making music for 2 years, like 2 years without showing nobody. I had about 200 songs racked up before I went to LA. Like I ain't never dropped nothing. Like it was just like maybe 2 people here. So like I started basically out of love. Like I started making music out of love, which is already an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people start rapping out of the want. You know what I'm saying? Like out of lust, really, like where they want material things, and that shit never gonna last. Like that'll get you like maybe $1 million or 2 to last you the rest of your life, but I do it out of love, for real. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know money comes into the factor at some point. You got to get the money. You got to monetize your value. But at the same time, it was like my intentions is always pure with music. Like, because it started from a place where of like I'm just trying to get these thoughts out. That's why I really don't really give a fuck about like. I care about opinions. Don't get me wrong, but I really don't, because why I'm making music is for a whole bigger reason like than people's musical opinion. You know what I'm saying? My intentions are way past that, and I feel like those are the people who really succeed, people who like stand on what they believe in, and they gonna do that to the max.
Yeah, and that's with anything, bro. Like you said, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it's not gonna last as soon as it get a little tough. So definitely crazy way of starting. I definitely didn't know that at all. But so sophomore year, you would say it started to get serious.
Sophomore year was like, I was realizing, I just stepped back one day. I'm like, damn, like I'm getting good. Like I'm getting crazy good. And it wasn't really on purpose. It was just like I was just doing it every day. Like I'll be up till like 3 a.m. making a song. I got a game the next morning. Go in there, drop 20. You know what I'm saying? Music was giving me life. It wasn't like it was draining me where it's like it's like homework or some shit. Like when I was making music, it's like it was bringing me more alive. And I could see it was affecting every area of my life, like on the court too. Like everything was getting more positive. So I decided to move to LA after my sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't really winning. Like it was depressing up at Binghamton. I almost committed suicide, so I had to walk past the same spot where I almost committed suicide every day, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at that point, I called my dad. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to leave. Me and my dad, we probably had the hardest argument we ever had at that point. Like, it was tough because he didn't want me to leave because he knew I just dealt with that stuff in my head. And I'm like, yo, I gotta go. Like, I just feel it. Yeah. And then at the time, I wasn't like, okay, I'm about to go to LA and make music. It was more so like, I need to change. And I said to myself, it's funny because I said to myself at the time, I'm like, if I don't find another D1 school to go to, I'm just gonna go to a D2 school in LA. I'm gonna find the best D2 school I can in LA and then just pursue music. I just said that like on the side. It's crazy how that shit manifested because I just said that like one day to my boy. Like I didn't even think about it for real. It just kind of came out. Yeah. And then it ended up happening. Like I ain't find no D1 school. So I just started kind of reaching out to LA schools. And then one hit me up. And then like something in me was just saying like, do it. Like you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I love music at that point. So I basically went there. I used basketball as a tool to help me go to the West Coast for free and pretty much make connections out there and network out there. And that's when it really got serious. That's when I'm like, okay. But it kind of put the pressure on it. You know what I'm saying? I felt the real energy shift when I moved to LA in terms of like, okay, basketball is what I was doing mainly. So like music, it was no pressure on it. Yeah. It was just straight fun. But I felt that energy shift. All the pressure kind of went to music, and basketball became something that was just fun. And that's when I started going crazy in basketball because it was like I didn't really care about it that much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very observant of myself. So like that's something I really noticed. I'm like, okay, like I could see the pressure kind of going towards music, and that shit was really kind of like you got to learn how to deal with that because pressure is something that's going to increase as you get bigger and bigger. And you can't really hide from it. You can't run from it. You can't say, damn, I'm trying to go back to that mindset I had before I had pressure. It doesn't work like that. You just got to find the strength to be authentic through the pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really learned.
Yeah, facts. And I can definitely see that being in music, because LA is like really the place to be for that. It's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of competition out. So up to this point, you have about, I could be wrong, but 7 projects on Apple Music. I know some of them are singles, some of them are like actual full-length projects. Which one has been your favorite so far?
That's hard. That's real hard. I mean, I might have recency bias if I say Angel 1216, because I mean, I feel like that's the best, of course. But my favorite, I gotta say Down to Earth. That's the one that really separated me. Like, I dropped in 2018, I dropped Pain Is God, God Is Love. That was my first project. And I had about 200 songs to choose from and just choose 12, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was a good project. So that's when everybody was like, okay, he making music. Like, you know, that's when everybody in the region started really like recognizing me as an artist. But Down to Earth, like, I was coming into Down to Earth, like making Down to Earth, like with no pressure. Like, I was just like, I still got 100 songs saved up. All these songs I'm making right now, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just fun. It's just, I was just locked in my room in the dark, bro, just making all those songs. And then when that dropped, that's when people start saying like, oh, okay, like he actually like nice. You know, at first it was like, okay, he can make music, like he good. But when Down to Earth dropped, that's what really separated me. And that's what like mentally, that's when I was like, okay, like I'm on that next level, like in terms of lyrically, musically. Like Pain Is God was just really bars. It had a few like melodic songs, but like Down to Earth, that's when like the music really stepped up, and I was making good music and not just rapping good, you know what I'm saying? Which is, it's a big difference.
I can honestly say that's the first one that I was really in tune with too. And when I heard it, I was like, oh damn, he taking this pretty serious, because you could see the progression from your first project to your second one. Which one had the most success? You dropped what, 3 albums now? 4 albums now? 5 albums. Yeah. Which one has the most success? Not to you, but like numbers wise.
Numbers wise?
Yeah.
Down to Earth. No. I think Here Comes the Sun just beat it, which was my last tape before Angel 1216. But definitely, it's either Down to Earth or Here Comes the Sun. Those are 2. And I like I said, I'm observant of myself, so I could see patterns and like what's going on in my life. And Down to Earth was something I made. I feel I really took my time on that, because like I dropped Pain Is God, God Is Love like November, and I didn't drop nothing else till like I dropped Down to Earth like in March or April. I spent a lot of time just like taking my time, because like it's hard for me, because I got so many songs, I could drop something at any time. So it's hard for me to really know when I should drop something and when I shouldn't. So like I saved a lot of songs. I had like 60 songs saved up just from that time period. I could have like new songs, fire songs that I was like, okay, I could choose from these. So the more songs I had added up was the better I know the tape was gonna be. And that was the same for Here Comes the Sun. So I noticed like when I take my time, it really like kind of not dropping every couple months, like, but taking my time, maybe like 6-7 months. I knew like, okay, I got a lot to choose from. Like it sounds like I took my time.
Seeing that you do have so many songs, and just like where your music is coming from is different from a lot of other artists. So are you one to just punch in, or do you actually write?
Man, I got a lot of different methods of how I record, to be honest. Like I feel like I've been doing it for a while, maybe like 5 years. So like one way that you record doesn't work the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like it starts to get old and you start to want to like kind of find the fun in it again. So at first I was just writing. I didn't really want to freestyle it, and I wanted to go on the mic prepared. Then I got to the point like around Down to Earth, maybe like 2018, where I was like, all right, my thoughts are going too fast. You know what I'm saying? So I was smoking heavy. I was like, my thoughts going too fast to sit there and write. You know what I mean? So what I would do, I would take out my phone and just video record like over the beat. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had a beat playing in the back, and I'll video record like just a flow or whatever, like, and I'll just get into it for like 3 minutes. Then I'll go back and look at the video recording and then like write it in with the flows. That's when I had the most success, to be honest, because like I wasn't on there freestyling, so like I had the lyrical ability where I can go back on the video recording and write.
Yeah.
So like that was good. And then when Here Comes the Sun, that was the first songs I released where a lot of them was freestyles. Like I just get on. It was a crazy process though, bro. Cause like at that point I just get high as fuck, and then I'd go in my room, and I already made the beat. I just let the beat loop for like 10 minutes, and then just go for 10 minutes, like no matter what come out. And then I do that same thing. Like I do like 10 takes of that. So I got like 10 takes of like 10-minute verses, and then I like go back and find the best parts of those verses, and then write them in, and then go back and then do the song. So that shit took like 2 weeks a song.
Yeah.
But those are probably my best songs to date, and I got a lot of streams off that. On Here Comes the Sun, it was like, I think I did that with Blue. I did that for Bad For You, Constellation. Like I was just letting that shit come out, and I feel like that's the purest form of art. When you can do that, that's when you really, really like, you have endless material, because you have endless experiences to talk about. And if that shit just coming out of you through no filter, like when you like write and then you record it, it really like blurs the whole message that came out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time you actually record it, it's like now it's filled with like anxiety and all that shit. So like it's good to step up and just record. But I mean, I do all ways now. Like now I can choose from those 3 ways, where depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm in a lyrical mood, I just write some crazy bars, you know what I'm saying? And then like if I'm freestyling, if I'm in the mood to freestyle, I just do that. So now I got different ways.
Do you have to be in a certain mindset to record, bro? Because I've talked to quite a few rappers now, and some say, I know you just said that it was a time period where you would just like get high and then feel the beat, you know what I'm saying, rap like that. But now that you've been doing it for a little longer, do you feel like, okay, I have to be high, or I have to be sad, or I have to be like this to record? Or do you think it's just, you could turn it on and off now?
When I'm not in the right mindset, I feel like I gotta be in the right mind to record, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that's not a good approach to have with anything you really care about. Like, it's gonna be times when you don't feel like doing that shit, but you still gotta do it. You know, so that's where the discipline step in. So it's usually after I drop a tape, I'm like, okay, like, I don't feel like recording. You feel kind of depressed about it. It's kind of like, I heard somebody call it like postpartum depression. Like, you know, when women have a baby, then they get depressed afterwards. Yeah. Somebody said that with art. When you release something, it's kind of like a depression afterwards, and you get like a little writer's block. But once you like look at it for what it is, and you like, hold up, like, what you mean I gotta be in the right mind? Like, just do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, get in the right mind. When you start thinking like that, that's when I feel like I took the next level. When I started really like, nah, I ain't gotta be in the right mind. I'm about to get in the right mind. Like, I ain't got no choice if I'm trying to really make it. You ain't never. A lot of times you ain't gonna never feel like doing shit if you don't push yourself to do it. So
yeah, facts. Out of all your songs, and this might be a tough question to ask because you have so many, which ones have overachieved and underachieved? And when I say that, like expectation wise.
Expectation wise? Yeah. Overachieved, I gotta say, man. All right, underachieved, I gotta say Second Thoughts. But actually right now that got a star on it, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing with my songs, like I noticed the songs that people like at first don't be the songs people gravitate to like towards like maybe like a year after it dropped. But that's definitely a song that underachieved, Second Thoughts on Down to Earth. But that's the one that people most recently start like hitting me up about, like, yo, I was sleeping on this. Yeah. When that came out, I'm like, bro, I already know this shit fire. It's just gonna take people time. Like, that's the thing. I be knowing, you know what I'm saying? But some songs, it do be like, okay, I thought this was gonna do better, and they don't do better. Yeah. But overachieved, Back in Town. Back in Town, that's the third track on Down to Earth. That's the one that really like people fuck with. Like, I'll play people a few songs. They be like, damn, like that's good. I'll play Back in Town. And that's when like especially like females, that's when they really start fucking with it. They like, okay, I really, really like that one. Which I can't really see why. Yeah. But I know it has something to do with how I made that. Like, I made that in a very good, like, I have very good energy. Like, it's crazy. I was about to go out. I was high, bro. It's like junior year. I was about to go out. I was getting dressed and I was just letting the beats play. And that beat came on. I just stopped what I was doing. I didn't even go out that night, bro. I'm like, I gotta get on this beat. And I feel like that's why it was so successful, because it came from like a sacrificial spirit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When something overachieves or underachieves, does it put you in a certain mindset, or are you like, it is what it is?
It does put me in a certain mindset. Like, I'd be lying if I said it didn't. But I already know, like, that's not how I should be thinking. Yeah. Like the best athletes, the best musicians are people that are poised, meaning like they don't let nothing affect them. Like they don't just go with some people wake up and just go with the breeze, you know what I'm saying? Like they just look up and for shit to react to. I feel like, especially with music, artists, we react to a lot of shit instead of being proactive. Like if people don't like that one, all right, they don't like the next shit I gotta put out. But it's really important to not let like outside opinions really alter your vision that much. Like you can take opinions, you can take it for what it is, yeah. But when it comes to like altering how you approach the next song, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you shouldn't do that as an artist. But sometimes I do think about it, like I wonder why people ain't fuck with that one.
Yeah.
But I have no time to do that. Like when you start doing that, that's when you start going down the rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? That you gotta get out eventually. So I just like I'm not even gonna go down that hole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who are some of your biggest influences in music? As far they could be now or back then, and do you see any of them in yourself?
Everybody that knew me know that I was a big J. Cole fan, like in middle school, high school and shit. Like I was one of the first niggas on Cole, like for real.
Yeah.
But definitely him. I don't think he inspires my sound. A lot of people don't know what to call my shit, so they kind of say J. Cole because like based off the material.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I rap like him, but definitely I feel like the ability to take my circumstance and put it into words and and make it into songs, I got that from J. Cole. Like, cause I never heard nobody do it that clearly until he did it.
Yeah.
And another person is Drake. They like, I feel like both of them, what they have in common is their vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? All artists who are vulnerable and expression and don't really give a fuck what people say. Like when Cole first came out, niggas was talking crazy about Cole. Like, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Cole was like trending for like niggas to be like, oh yeah, here come the deep thinkers talking about J. Cole. J. Cole ignored that shit, did what he did, and now the truth manifested, you know what I'm saying? Which he's actually one of the best artists. Same with Drake. I feel like as a big artist, you gotta be willing to accept that criticism at first. When Drake first came out, niggas was talk crazy about him, like, oh, like this dude's soft, you know what I'm saying? We'll get out of here with that singing shit. And the same niggas that I say that go home and listen to Drake.
Yeah.
You know, but you gotta be okay with that open criticism if you know you gotta believe in what you stand for. So like, what I learned from both of them was like, all right, like, no matter what you do, you gotta believe in it enough to like get past the criticism and know that if you polish that sound that everybody talking about, it's just gonna come out like you're gonna be like one of the best to ever do it, because now you created something. It's different to be good at in somebody else's lane, but when you create your own lane, that's a whole nother like career. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Future, Thug, you get the top 5 artists, bro. Future, Thug, Cole, Drake, Kendrick. All of them are different, bro. Like, and they all took criticism coming up. Maybe except like Kendrick, but like they all took criticism, like crazy criticism. But I feel like you got to do that.
Yeah, I definitely do hear a lot of Cole in your music, just because of it's so melodic and so laid back, and you actually have to listen to find the deeper meaning of what you're saying. So I could definitely see how he would inspire you for sure. But I mean, that's a great person to be compared to. So you said a lot of people don't know what to call your style. How would you describe your style?
Authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's certain things you could tell when somebody's authentic, even if you don't even know even if you don't know what authentic is. Like you feel it. You feel authenticity, like just by the tone of voice. You know what I'm saying? Like the switches and the emotion, like in the voice. You know what I'm saying? It's never like the mood might be the same on this song, but it's always like it's like I'm talking to him. I'm not really rapping or singing. Like I'm literally talking over the beat with a certain cadence. You know what I mean? Like I'm having a conversation. That's how I look at it. Like when I get on the mic. So I don't feel like I'm just reading shit where I'm just like trying to rap or sing. Like I talk, you know what I mean? I just talk to the microphone like I would talk to an audience or something, like if they was asking about my life, you know what I mean?
How do you want people to feel while they listen to your music?
I want people to feel inspired. That's my main thing. Like my goal is to take what I learn and put it into my music and teach it, but I have to demonstrate it. So I don't teach it as I'm like, you should do this, you should do that. What I do is I take the knowledge that I learned, which I read a lot about everything. I take the knowledge that I learned and I demonstrate it first, and then I teach it through my experiences. I don't teach it through the lesson that I learned. I teach it through the experience that I've applied with the lesson. You know what I'm saying? So I want that to reflect in my music. I want people to hear my experiences and learn from my experiences. Like I don't want to sit there and teach people. Like, I don't want to be preaching to niggas. Like, that's not, nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, leaders lead. They don't teach. They don't preach. You know what I'm saying? Leaders just like, yo, they just do what they do. And then people follow them because people, it's an energy in this world that people are like, it's our nature to like attract to. You know what I'm saying? Like when people feel a certain energy on somebody, they like, okay, like I want to go where they going. Yeah. It's like nothing has to be said. So I want to inspire people and I want to lead people through my actions and like my words and like what I stand for.
Yeah, feel that for sure. A big thing with artists, I ask every single artist this same question. How do you feel about signing a deal?
Signing a deal? It depends. I mean, it's a bunch of different deals out there that you could sign. Maybe like a management deal or a distribution deal, but I'm not about to sign a record deal. Hell no, that's like modern day slavery. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Unless the numbers looking crazy. If it's like of course I have somebody look over it. If the numbers looking crazy, yeah, I sign the deal. But I'm trying to start my own label. You know what I'm saying? But I know you got to go through certain steps where you learn from other people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get signed, learn the ins and outs, then start your label. But long term, I want to start my own label. I want like Life is Art. I want that to be a household name. Like people see Life is Art, they already know what it is. You know what I mean? But as far as getting signed, nah. Cause they be doing niggas dirty for real. Nah,
yeah, facts. So you have no interest in that at all. Somebody came to you with it right now, you like, nah, I'm gonna just keep it.
I can't say it, bro. And that's why I don't talk down on people that be in shitty deals, because when people stick $2 million in your face and you've been broke your whole life, it's like you gonna bet on yourself. You're gonna be like, all right, like I'm gonna just do what I can with this $2 million. I can't say, I don't know, bro. Somebody put the money in my face, I'm gonna think about it, and depending on what's the terms. Because not all deals are bad, don't get me wrong. Majority of them are, but not all of them. Yeah. So if they put the deal in my face, I'm gonna really look over it. I ain't gonna say like, nah, fuck that. Nah, that's dumb. But I'm gonna see what it is.
Yeah, I like the answer, bro, honestly. So you lived all over the country, Florida, Indiana, Cali, just to name a few. What has been your favorite spot, and what spot do you think taught you the most?
Damn, bro. I don't know. Like, New York probably my favorite. In terms of people and atmosphere, New York. That's the first place I went to. Well, I went to Florida, then I went to New York. But I was in upstate New York, so it wasn't like I was in the city, but everybody that went to my school was from the city. They was either from Harlem or Brooklyn or all of that. Yeah. And I really fucked with people out there. Like, they were very, very authentic. It's kind of like out here, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be talking to people when I come back. Like, people are very authentic. Like, you see them for what they are, kind of. And in New York, it's like that times 1,000. Like, people are just themselves. And it might be bad or good, but I really fuck with that. Like, because at least you get to see what you're dealing with off rip. Like, ain't nobody just, like, fake. You know what I mean? Weather-wise and stuff, like, geographic-wise, like, definitely Cali. Yeah. Like, Cali, 75 and sunny every day. Like, you forget. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing to worry about when you step outside. Like, it ain't like other places. You don't even think about the weather. That you just kind of, like, take it for granted almost. But, and there's so much to do out there. It's, like, definitely got to say Cali.
Facts. Compared to right now, it's, like, 42 degrees outside, cold and shit. What's the biggest thing you learned in your career so far, bro, that you're going to continue to apply?
It's kind of what I was talking about earlier. One of the biggest things I know is going to have effect on my career is staying poised. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be too reactive. And that's with anything, really, but especially in music. You can't be too reactive about what the fuck is going on, because you might not see it, because emotion clouds judgment. You might not see it how it is because it's your situation. So you just got to trust that whatever happened is, like, that's what's supposed to happen in your journey, and you're going to have to learn from that. So I would definitely say just stay poised and, like, not let my emotions sway too much, because, like, artists are real sensitive about their music, bro. Like, it's like having a baby almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's really hard to, like, stay poised and, like, not get emotional, but that's the beauty of it, when you can overcome that emotion and realize, like, okay, I gotta keep going. So, like, when I drop something, it's like I'm not looking at how that did. I'm not looking at how people thought about that. I'm looking at the next thing. And when I start thinking like that, that's when I know I'm on the right path. Like this last project, that's kind of how it was. I didn't really spend time thinking about it at all. I dropped it, and now I'm thinking about the next. Like, what am I doing next? Like, always, like, whatever you're doing next should not change based off how people reacted to your last step. What you're doing next should be what you're doing next. What you're doing next. What you're doing next, and to keep going like that. So when you start working like that and you start being proactive instead of reactive, that should change the whole trajectory of your life, and that start affecting your mind in every other way. And when you start telling yourself what you're gonna do and not letting other people tell you what you're gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that actually falls into my next question, which is, what is next for you? Because you just dropped a month ago.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you probably won't drop again for a little bit, but I know you got the fashion thing going on as well. So what is your immediate goals? Obviously, long term, you say you want to have your own label, you know, have your music thing popping with the fashion, but immediately, what's your next goal, bro?
My next move is definitely like, I want to work with more artists. I want to work with more people in general. Like, the last few years, bro, I've been like super secluded. I feel like that's been my downfall. But like if you would ask me back then, like, I was like, I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I ain't got to work with people. Like, I could do everything myself. Cause like I've been engineering my own stuff, producing my own stuff, like everything, writing my own stuff. I got my own studio. So like, I feel like what's been my downfall is I haven't been networking like I should. And a part of me is like, I don't really need to. It's just gonna take a little bit longer for me to blow up. But when I do, it's gonna be more, I'm gonna be more set. But at the same time, it's like you do need people, and I could see the beauty in like multiple minds coming together and creating something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my biggest goal moving forward is to work with people, whether it's videographers, you know what I'm saying, whether it's producers, whether it's engineers, whether it's other artists. Because I have like, I can count on my hand how many features I've ever did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a part of it is like a lot of people don't know what type of time I be on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't even know how to go about asking for a feature or something, because it's like a lot of people think I'm so stuck in my own lane, my own vibe, that I'm not gonna like, you know what I'm saying, get out of it for nobody.
Yeah.
Which is not really true, but I didn't really realize that till somebody came to me and explained that. Like at first I was just thinking like, I don't really like want to work with nobody. I don't feel like nobody really, like I don't feel like nobody's on my type of time. But at the same time, like it's beauty in like going out your world and going to somebody else's world, and then like you can kind of make your own stuff, and then like that pushes you too.
You have a very unique name, so I'm gonna just let you explain it, bro. What does your name mean, not only to you, but what do you want people to see when they see your name?
Farad or Malachi?
Malachi. The whole Malachi, life is art.
Malachi, life is art. Malachi is a biblical word that means my messenger, my angel. So that's where it comes from. And I want people to, when people see my name, I want people to, like I said, like I want people to look at it and be interested, be intrigued. Like, okay, like what the fuck is, you know what I'm saying? I put the LA there. Like some people, I didn't even realize it at first, but some people was thinking like it meant Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Like people come up to me like, yo, why you got the LA in your name? And I'll be like, what you mean? Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be realizing it. They like, you ain't, like, you from Indiana, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, that shit don't mean Los Angeles. That shit mean life is art. But I definitely could see how it can get misconstrued. But LA, I wanted to keep the LA on there mainly because, like, I want to brand life as art on me. You know what I'm saying? I want that shit to be, when you see Malachi, you see life as art. You see life as art, you see Malachi. You know what I'm saying? There's no separation with it. And life as art was something that really came to me. Like that was, to me, I feel like that's such a profound statement in itself. Like it means a lot with a little. And really what it means is like art itself is the expression of the human imagination. So it's taking what's in your mind and forming it into a physical thing. And that's beauty in that. And that's actually how God created life itself. He created us through the energy in his mind. He envisioned us and formed us. And he gave us that same power. So that same process that God creates life with is the same process that we create art with. It's the exact same thing. So, and any artist will tell you, it's kind of like, you know, God designs us, but we create ourselves, like ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Over time, we create ourselves. We get to decide what the fuck we're doing. Yeah. Any artist will tell you, whether it's painting or whether it's music or whether it's anything, once the momentum gets going, the idea starts creating itself. The song starts creating itself. You know what I'm saying? It starts like you just there to deliver it, but the songs start actually like just coming out of you, and like it starts getting a mind of its own. And what you're doing is you're putting a form of life into the world when you make art. That's the beauty of it. Like you're putting something out there that like you can call yours. I took that from my mind and put it in that world. Like that's powerful. Yeah. And anything you even see, like whether it's this couch, this desk, anything started from a what if. You know what I mean? Like, damn, what if I did that? And then it formed, the vision formed the vision form like a path to see it done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's when anything, you got to keep your imagination open, or else I feel like, I'm not gonna say you serve no purpose, but it's like, I feel like you don't affect the world how you could if you don't use your mind to create things. Because you have a certain vision that other people don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody. And that's the beauty of the world. Everybody can create something. We don't even have to compete technically. Like nobody has to really compete if everybody's creating their own shit. I feel like people who know themselves and create their own path, they're not intimidated by quote unquote competition. People doing the same thing because they know they're so different that both of us can make it, because what you get from me is not what you're gonna see from him. So that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if everybody thought like that, we'd be way better off. We just too busy like competing with one another, and like I feel like life is art is pretty much to explain that individualism where we all can be great. You know what I'm saying? We all have that power of course, we all have the power that God used to create us, which is crazy. We can use that for whatever the fuck we want to use it for. Some people use it for evil. Some people use it for good. Some people use it for their own benefit, which is cool. But anything we'll ever need is like right inside of us already. We just got to bring it out and put thought into it and put power into the thought.
I definitely wish people thought like that, bro, because that's where all that hate come from, man. Like you said, a lot of people feel like, oh, you an artist, ain't no way we can work together. You make clothes, ain't no way we can work together because we in competition. But like you said, if it's about money for you, it's a lot of money out here to get, bro.
It's a lot of money.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of money to go around, for real. Like, when you you gotta create your own shit. Like I don't want to offend nobody, but you gotta create your own shit, and you gotta be willing to know that, like, yo, it's people out there that would pay for something you create. If you know what I'm saying? Like when you start making something that people, you don't got to make something that's already there. You can make something that people didn't even know they needed until they see that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you on the right path. When you say something or make something where like people didn't even know they wanted, or people didn't even know they wanted to hear until they heard it. They like, oh shit, like I needed to hear that. That's when you start really getting into the chemistry of like the energy of one. Everybody's one. You know what I'm saying? You start to be relatable to everybody. Yeah. And when you start creating stuff like that or saying stuff like that, people relate to you. Like it's like relatability is very, very underrated. It's a very underrated concept. You know what I'm saying? Like you're tapping into that energy of everybody's one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's the same.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, bro. So we're gonna wrap this interview up with, where can we find you at, bro, social media wise?
You can find me on Instagram, MALACHI.LIFEISART, Twitter, MALACHI.LIFEXART, Facebook. I'm on there. I still got my government on there. But yeah, I got a website up, merch available, lifexart.net. So yeah, go cop, go watch my videos, all of that. YouTube, you can find me, Malachi LA. Spotify, Apple Music, Malachi LA.
Facts, bro. Go check out, bro, on all streaming platforms. Go check out the merch, man. This was a fun interview, bro. Like, I really feel like you brought a different energy and different insight than what I usually have on here. Not throwing shade to nobody else, but like, this definitely got into a deeper conversation. Episode 35, Fresh Squeeze. My boy Malachi. We'll talk to you next time.
You will find another me if you lucky. I gave you all of me. I got on my ass, I got me a bag, and look at you calling me. You said I ain't shit and I thought I was toxic. How you fall for me?